Hawai'i Island is home to 5 national historic parks and sites. Each one offers a unique glimpse into the history of ancient Hawaii.
Hawaii Volcanoes National Park includes some 333,000 acres and 150 plus miles of trails. It is about the size of the island of Oahu. From the summit of Mauna Loa runs all the way to the coastal area. There is certainly evidence of life perpetuated in the archaeology in the park. We have everything from heiau, which are Hawaiian temples, to evidence of active, thriving village areas. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park plays a very important role in caring for both Kilauea as well as Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa is one of the most massive volcanoes in the world, if not the most massive volcano. It is second in height only to Mauna Kea on this island. Unlike Kilauea, that is home to Pelehonuamea or Pele, Mauna Kea is home to Poliahu, one of her siblings. Here at Kilauea, there are unique ecosystems, everything from a false desert to an active, thriving rainforest to a coastal area that has been covered by decades of lava flows. We are lucky to be able to care for one of the largest petroglyph sites on the island of Hawaii, Pu'uloa. It has the largest known collection of rock carvings on the island of Hawaii. These sites connect Hawaii volcanoes to our sister parks. We are united by these very important cultural aspects, stories that weave through our park and will continue to connect us for generations.
It's a very, very special place. It's been very special for hundreds of years. And one of the reasons is right behind us, the famous Kaloko Pond. You know, I like to think when the Hawaiians named this, they said Kaloko, which simply means the pond. But I would like to think that when they said Kaloko, they meant the pond, you know, because there's no other like it. 2 other ponds besides Kaloko, Aimakapa and Aiopio, are different in topography, are different in functions, they look differently. So what we have in a 1 mile distance are 3 excellent examples of ancient fish ponds that collectively are like the Oceanic Institute of Old Hawaii. This is where our ancestors perfected the art of fish pond management, of working with nature, of studying the currents, the tides, the wind, the waves, to make this a very, very productive area. Most people will look here and just see a lava field, but to the Hawaiians, they said, thank you for creating this for us. With a little bit of work and ingenuity, we're going to make it better. Boom, the wall, the fish pond. Along this whole coastline is probably some of the richest fishing grounds in the state, maybe in the Pacific. And our ancient ancestors nurtured that. They learned where the fish congregated. They called them koa, a place where they schooled the fish, where they fed the fish, where they trained the fish, and where they harvested the fish. And so they perfected a system of not just land management, but ocean management. The Kaloko National Park is about 500-600 acres on land and another 500 in the water.
To me, the one defining factor I think about Alakahakai is that, you know, it's running through so many ahupua'a, and it really is a link. It's linking, you know, north and the south, and it's running all the way straight down. And for earlier Hawaiians who used these trails, you know, more intensively than we do today, these trails really connected them to each other, to places. It connected the mountains to the ocean in a very literal fashion, and these trails have always been used. So there's a cultural significance, historical significance, spiritual significance. Individuals are not only walking across, these trails, or traveling across these trails in the ocean, but there's so much that goes into these veins of the land that really actually just vibrates out. And the systems of trails served as a connection for the villagers, as a way that they would connect and trade items from the mountains to the ocean, but also to neighboring lands as well. There's many, many different types of trails that you'll see if you walk through the trail systems in Hawaii. This one here is just one of the types of trails with an a'a. So that's basically referring to the rough, chunky lava. There's also pahoihoi trails, which is basically referring to the smoother type of lava. And you'll actually see, many times an indentation within the rocks that individuals have actually walked through. Many of these paths were used by the royalty when they would be traveling. If you read the mo'olelo and the stories, they actually are teaching us, that this is the trail that the monarch used when they were traveling to this occasion. You can read the legends about the wars, the chiefly wars that were going on, and you can go and actually visit those trails where the warriors walked on. And you can kind of see what they see, experience what they experience.
A heiau is a place of worship where people would go on and place their ho'okupu, and there are different gods that they would worship on the heiau. Here at Pu'ukohola, it is a luakin heiau, a human sacrificial temple, which was dedicated to the war god Ku. In 1790, Kamehameha had a rival chief on this island named Keoa. And both Kamehameha and Keoa have been fighting on this island here to see who would become the sole ruler. Kamehameha couldn't win the battles, so he sent his aunt to the island of Kauai for advice. A kahuna had told her that if Kamehameha would build a temple on this hill and dedicate this temple to his family war god, Ku Ka'ilamoku, Kamehameha would have his mana, his powers, to conquer Hawai'i Island and the other islands to form the Kingdom of Hawaii. And the heiau was built in the late year 1790. They formed human chains, and they would have passed the water-worn lava rocks hand to each other. When the heiau was completed in 1791, Kamehameha invited his cousin Keoa for the dedication. When he approached down here in Pelikani with his canoes and his warriors, a scuffle took place in which Keoa was killed. When his bones was placed on the heiau as a principal sacrifice, Kamehameha became the ruler on Hawai'i Island. From here, Kamehameha went on, reconquering Maui, Lanai, and Molokai in 1794. A year after, in 1795, he conquered the island of Oahu. But there were two islands Kamehameha did not conquer, and they were the islands of Kauai and Ni'ihau. Those two islands joined the kingdom through agreement in 1810. This is when Kamehameha had all the islands under his rule and became the sole ruler of Hawaii. So Pu'ukohola, this is the founding or the birthplace of the Hawaiian Kingdom. This is where it all started from. That's why it's so significant and became a national historical site.
Pu'uhonua means place of refuge, O means of, and Honaunau is the name of the ahupua'a, or the district that we're standing in right now. This was an area where the chiefs had a kapu system. Kapu means forbidden, and it refers to a set of laws that were designed to separate the spiritually pure, which were the chiefs and the priests, from the potentially unclean, which was everyone else. So they had a unique social structure. At the top, you'd have the chiefs. Under him would be priests, artisans and craftsmen, and warriors. Below them would be most of the people. They're called the maka'ainana. They're the commoners. These are the laborers. These are the fishermen. These are the farmers, whose whole existence is to work hard to support the chief. Now, if you were a warrior and you got into trouble and you were able to make it to the pu'uhonua, which is an incredible feat, you were forgiven. There would be a kahuna pule, or priest, back there. He would absolve him of his sins. They would communicate that back out, and you would be free to begin your life again. The thing about Hawaiians is that they always believed they were caretakers of the land. These lands were called kuleana lands. Kuleana means responsibility, but it also means honor and privilege. So it was their honor and privilege to caretake of these lands for generations. They had a saying, and it went like this: Iku a helemai ka'aina, he hale, he ai, he no ka'aina. What that means is if you should stop and come to the land, there will be a house for you. There will be ai for you, which is a thick form of poi. There will be fish for you. The land is yours.
You got to come here and see it. You got to come here and visit it. You got to come here and feel the wind. You got to come here and touch the ground. Take a look at these parks, because each of them tell a very significant chapter in the history of Hawaii. There's no lava flowing on any other islands. There may be some fish ponds, but nothing like this. There are some heiaus, but nothing like Pu'ukohola. And so collectively, this island offers up something very unique and different that the other islands cannot. And I would encourage all who have a chance to come here and experience this. Listen to the voices, because they'll tell you, they'll talk to you. And come with an open heart, come with aloha, and you will leave with a lot more than you came with. I guarantee you that.